Writing a children's picture book can be a real blast and give you a real sense of accomplishment, but it doesn't come natural to everybody. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to write a children's picture book, creating a children's picture page. So stick around. Hey Write Writers, it's Keith Wheeler here, and if you want to continue to get all the hints, tips, and tricks on how to make self-publishing easier, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that little bell icon so you get alerted each and every time I put out something new. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really excited because children's picture books are something that's near and dear to my heart, and I love creating children's picture pages. Now, I'm not an illustrator, I can't even draw stick figures, but what I can do is I can take pictures that I already have and I can manipulate them and make brand new children's picture pages. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. First, let's do a little bit of a disclaimer. I'm going to show you images that I've gotten off of a free website, which is called Pixabay. I've used them numerous times. There's also other sites like Pexels and stuff like that where you can get images for free. There are also ones that you can pay for, like Posit Photos, Shutterstock, stock image places like that. Now here's the thing. Regardless of how you get your images, you need to make sure of two things. One, you need to make sure that if you plan on selling your book, that the licensing is set for commercial use. The second thing is you need to find out whether or not attribution is needed. Big fancy word for do I need to acknowledge where I got these particular images. Now it may say attribution needed, attribution not needed. You need to make sure that you pay attention to those two specific things. Keep one thing in mind. When it comes to free images, there's two things that you need to be wary about. One is that because they're free images, everybody has access to them. And so they're used quite a bit in other people's books. So they're not going to be as unique. Now what I'm going to show you in this video is how to take those images and make them unique by making a completely different scene out of it. The second thing you need to keep in mind is you need to pay attention to the fine print on the sites that you get your image from. For example, Pixabay. Yes, you can download these images for free, but if you read the fine print, Pixabay makes it very clear that they are not held responsible for these particular images, which is a big fancy way of saying that they're giving it to you for free, it was given to them for free, but they don't know where it originated, so therefore they can't say 100% that it's okay to use these images. Here's an example. I can upload an image to Pixabay. Tell them they can use it for free. But you don't know how I got those images to begin with. So if I stole an image off one site and I upload it to Pixabay for free, and now you download it, you can get in trouble for using stolen material even though you weren't the one that originally stole it. So again, just make sure you pay attention to the fine print, and if you have the discretionary funds, I highly suggest that you go and get your images from a paid site. Many of these sites have really good deals when it comes to bundles. So if you plan accordingly and you know what images you're going to get, then you can download all of the images at once and perhaps only pay a minimal fee. All that aside, let's get to the fun stuff. I'm going to flip the screen around and I'm going to show you how to create children's picture pages in both PowerPoint and of course in Word.
First, here we are in Pixabay. I want my children's picture book page to be kind of out in the country. So I'm going to go country background. I want it to be more cartoonish, so I'm going to focus on vector graphs. Ooh, I like that one. Click on this. Now if you look right here, under the license, it says free for commercial use, no attribution required. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to click free download. And I'm going to click on the 1900 size and click download. To minimize the length of this tutorial, I'm going to go through and download all the other images. And when I come back, we'll be ready to start. Okay, so I've downloaded all of my images. I am here in PowerPoint and I just created a new presentation. I'm going to go to design, slide size, custom slide size. And you're going to modify the width and the height to be the dimensions of your particular book. Because I'm doing this just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to use the default dimensions. Click OK. I'm going to click in here. I'm going to hit Control A and delete just so I can clear the page out. And now we can get started. So I'm going to go to Insert, Picture. You can see these are all the different images that I've got off of Pixabay, and we're going to start with the basics. Now I'm just going to stretch this to fit my entire page. I'm going to go in and I'm going to insert again. Let's grab ourselves, let's grab the cow. Grab the corner right here and just change his size. Now, the good thing about grabbing the corner, if you grab any of these corners, it's going to keep it in the same proportion. And as you adjust the size, what you're really doing from a visual standpoint is determining how far away they're going to appear. So if I make him this small and I put him over here, it now looks like he's in the distance. Whereas if I make him larger, it looks like he's closer in comparison to the tree. So now we're going to grab some more images. Let's grab our cowboy. Okay, and I want him to be closer as well. So I'm going to make him about the same size as the cow. There we go. Because I just put him in, he is now on the top layer. So if I put him closer to the cow, you'll actually see he will block and cover up part of the cow. So if you want to look like the cow's hiding behind him, I can even change the angle a little bit. Put him back behind the cowboy like he's hiding. Okay. Let's grab some more elements. Grab her and move her down here. I want her to be about the same height as the cowboy. She's in front of the tree. I'm going to show you something really cool. Okay, we're going to click pictures. We'll grab this pig. Obviously, I want to make him smaller because he's a little bit further into the distance than the cowboy. But there's a problem. If you look, you'll see that there's a little bit of like a moon or something behind him. I don't want that in my image. So what I can do is I can go to Format, Color, Set Transparent Color. It's going to give me a little selector tool. And if I select that moon back there, it now made it transparent. Okay, so we're going to put him right about there. Let's make him a little further in the distance. There we go. Right, let's add a couple more little elements to this. Let's put a pond in there. I want this pond to be, let's put it right there. Now, obviously, I don't want it on top of everybody. So if I right click on it, I can click send to back and just send it backward. Every time I click send it backward, it's going to send it behind one more layer. There you go, it's behind everybody. There you go, it's behind everybody. So now I'm going to click it and I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. Let's put it back here. I'm going to move the cowboy over a little bit. And you know what? I like that pond, but I want there to be a couple of them. So I'm just going to Control C, copy that, I'm going to paste it. Make this one a little smaller. I'm going to put this one way back here in the distance. I'll make it even smaller. There you go. If I want it, I can Control C, Control V, make another one, put that one back here. There we go. How about we add this little boy flying his kite? Because he's going to be in the distance, we're going to make it really small. Put him right about there, maybe. You know what, let's make him smaller. Let's put him further in the distance. He's going to be way back here. Again, I don't want that blue outline. So I'm going to Format, Color, Set Transparent Color. Click on that blue. There you go. He's back there now. All right, looking good. Put these birds. And I think there's one more thing I want to do, and that is, I don't want this to just be any old cowboy. I'm going to make him a sheriff. use my arrows to get that in a little bit tighter. There we go, Sheriff. And there you have it. Here we are in Word, and we're going to do it pretty much the same way that we did it in PowerPoint. First thing I'm going to do, however, is I'm going to go to Layout. Just like before, you can change the size, more page sizes, and just change your width and your height. Obviously, I'm doing this just for demonstration purposes, so I'm going to leave it as is. I'm also going to go to Layout, and I'm going to change the orientation to be Landscape, which is the way PowerPoint defaults anyway, so just, again, for things to be consistent. And then now we're just going to insert pictures. Let's grab our background. Okay, now this one to start is going to have a border around it. It's going to have margins because you're in Word. Now, if you want to have with bleed, like we did with the PowerPoint, then you're just going to go to Layout, Margins, Custom Margins, and you're going to set them all to 0. This particular one, I want to be a little different than the PowerPoint, so I'm going to keep it like it is. Here's one extra step that you have to do with Word that you don't have to do with PowerPoint, and that is click on your image, right click, you can go to Wrap Text, and you want to put in front of text, and that will allow us to layer the images. Now we're just going to insert. Let's work from the back forward. So let's grab the pond. As you can see, it's kind of highlighted right here. It's actually behind the background. So I'm going to click on it, right click, wrap text, in front of text. There we go. And again, we're just going to shrink it just like we did with the PowerPoint version and move it where we want it. Control C, Control V, put another one back here. Let's insert some more of our characters. Again, he's going to be in the back, wrap text, in front of text. And you're going to have to do this for each of your images. And we're going to try something a little new for this one. I just downloaded another image, Apple. If you want to add in some text, we'll just hit Insert, Text Box, Simple Text Box, drag this over to where we want it, insert our text. We'll just do Once Upon a Time, Control A. I'm going to go to Home, and I'm going to change the font type. I'll just make it Arial Black. I'll change the font size, go 20. It's possible you're not going to want the white background, so if I click in it, and again I go to Format, I can go to the Shape Fill, and just put No Fill. And as you can see, there's a border around it, so I'm going to go to Shape Outline, say No Outline. There you go. And I can still move it around so it fits exactly where I want it. And there you have it.
How much fun was that? Like I said, super easy in both PowerPoint and Word. I prefer doing a PowerPoint. There's a few less steps, so that's my preferred method. Now remember, if you do your picture pages the way I did the one in PowerPoint, where they go all the way to the ends of the page, and that's called with bleed, you need to make sure that when you're creating your pages that you account for that additional bleed, because it's going to have to go beyond the edges of your manuscript. You're a little confused about this whole bleed thing? Well, click on that video right there. I show you exactly how to calculate bleed for PowerPoint. Again, click right there. Until next time, I'm Keith Wheeler, and remember to write right.